So as a lot of you know, EA Battlefront 2 is one of my most anticipated games for the year. Very excited for it, so naturally I played a ton of the beta. The beta, it was even extended, so I played just tons of hours of this game. It was nuts. I did get to max rank in both the PC and PS4 versions of the beta. I unlocked pretty much every item in the game, in the beta at least, that you were allowed to unlock, and I had tons of level 4 cards. I just had tons of stuff. I played it so much, and I really enjoyed it for the most part. Yes, it is better than the first game for sure. Tons of improvements, but I want to make this video basically letting you guys know the things that I really liked about the game, things I didn't like so much, and just the ways I would change the game going into full release next month. So, starting off with the things I liked, the movement and gunplay, all that stuff, just the basic feel of the game, flying especially, all feels heavily improved. You can tell that they took a lot of consideration in making the game deeper mechanically, and raising the skill ceiling just a bit, because the first game struggled with that. This I don't think is as much of a problem. You know that you use the phrase games are as wide as an ocean but deep as a puddle, things like that. Well, this game is definitely much deeper than a puddle now, which is great. So there's a new depth to the mechanics. The game obviously looks and runs super great. I was playing it in 4K on my PC, and obviously the console, whatever, it's like 1260 or something P resolution on the PS4 Pro. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks amazing. Even on the console version, which is great for console owners to hear. It runs at a pretty nice 60 FPS. I didn't notice too many frame rate drops on the PS4, which is great. I didn't notice too many bugs either. A couple of visual bugs with like the water reflections on Naboo, but that can be very easily ironed out, so I'm not too worried about that. Overall, definitely a very solid experience. The guns themselves were modeled very accurately. The player models were super accurate. As well. It looked super nice. I was super happy. I know I was saying super a lot, but I was. I was really happy to see this. D. Bradley Baker back as the clone trooper voice. I love that guy. And he always does great performances whenever in anything he's in, but especially loved him as the new updated Jango Fett / clone trooper voice when they switched over to the TV show. So he's back. Always a great guy to have. The hero balance, I feel, is actually really good. I feel that they nailed the balance between actually making the individual soldier able to stand up to a hero if they're playing recklessly. But of course, if a hero is really gunning for you, you're not going to stand too much of a chance. So if a hero's playing smart, they can survive a lot longer than someone who's just rushing headfirst at an enemy, just playing recklessly. Darth Maul has no blocking ability, so he can't, deflect blaster bolts like Rey can, so he's got to be much more careful when he's going through, and going into these fights. But he's also a bit more mobile than she is, so he can dash forward, things like that. I feel the balance is pretty great. Boba Fett and Han Solo are blaster heroes, so their balance is much different than the others, but I don't feel like Boba Fett was as OP as he was in the first game, so that's nice. At least I definitely wasn't getting killed by him as much, but to be honest, most people who were using heroes were using Darth Maul, so it's not like I have a big frame of reference for it, but over the 30 hours or so that I put into the game, I can say with pretty certainty that the balance is much better, at least for the 4 heroes we got to play as in this beta. The maps and worlds we got to see as well, super great, super detailed. It's really nice seeing prequel content back in a Star Wars game, a modern Star Wars game. Naboo in 4K was definitely something I didn't know I needed until I had it. Amazing map, so much detail in there. And Maz's castle as well. It's a great place to have a little gunfight. The jungles are super lush. The inside of the castle super detailed, has all the locations from the movie that you remember. And it's just real cool to see. The space map as well, I don't remember the planet, I'm sorry, but the space map as well that was in the Galactic Civil War timeline, super cool to see. TIE Fighters and X-Wings as well, sound as great as ever. Sound design has always been amazing in DICE games, so that was never something I was worried about. But the game is very pretty, sounds good, and it plays well, so those are the 3 major strengths. I'm just happy to see that they're bringing in more content, They're fleshing out the mechanics more, and this was everything that I loved, that I really wanted to see in the first game. I was ultimately disappointed by that game, so hopefully they continue. We don't know all the content in the game, so I'll have to see when the game launches, but from what I've seen in the beta, I'm super impressed. Now, let's talk about some of the things I didn't like, and to start off, the obvious. The loot box systems, it's not great. And I'm using that loosely here, very lightly, I should say, because it's blatantly pay to win. You've got rarities from 1 to 4 levels of cards that you can get, and these cards do different things, such as, for example, make Boba Fett be able to recharge his jetpack faster, or improves damage with the fighters in the air, or lets you regain health when getting melee kills, things like that. So each rarity, you can equip up to 3-star cards, and each rarity does a different thing. So if you get, say, a level 1 card that lets you recover health when you hit an enemy, I don't know the exact numbers, I'm just giving an example. It'll be like recover a quarter of your health. Well, if you get a higher level, you might be able to recover half of your health, or 3/4, or your entire health bar if you melee an enemy. So there's just different abilities, and you get these from the loot crates exclusively, although you do earn them through in-game credits. You earn in-game credits that you can buy for the loot crates. So, you can buy them, but you can also earn them, so it's not, like you're getting things you can't earn in-game if you grind hard enough. But when you consider this is all random chance items, it's messy, and I don't like a system like this. People will say it's great because we get free DLC, free maps, free guns and stuff, and that's nice. Look, I'm all for free DLC. I'm all for not separating the player base, but it just, I don't know. When you have these mechanics that are so intrusive and so blatantly made just to sink money away from the players, I don't like supporting that stuff, and I know I'm not going to be buying any loot crates. But I know for a lot of people this is enough to make them not want to buy the game. I am still buying the game because I want to play the game. I don't know what to do because I don't want to support this practice. And I don't want to see this get even worse in the future. I feel like this is the year developers are pushing and pushing and pushing, making microtransactions as worse as they can think of, as intrusive as possible, to take as much money from us. But that's just one major negative. Overall, there's actually not a whole lot of negative about this game, and I'm struggling to think of stuff right now, because aside from the loot box system, this game does feel great. We still know everything, so maybe there'll be a lack of guns on launch, or maybe, not enough maps or anything like that, but, that's just stuff we'll have to wait and see. But from what I played in the beta, overall, this was a very good experience, and I'm very happy with the state of this game right now. There are some things I would still add, so these are not negatives now. These are just things that I would love to see added or changed or improved, either going from beta to full release, or hopefully in a future patch or DLC later down the line. So to begin, obviously there's some visual bugs. Just get those sorted out before launch, and you'll be great. But some other things I'd like to see maybe tweaked are some changes to the buddy system, or the squad system, because as it stands, you're kind of put into a squad randomly when you spawn, so you're just spawned next to people spawning with you. I would like to just implement Battlefield's squad system, just have the 4 or 5 members, so you can play with your buddies. You can spawn on the leader or on any of your members. I would prefer just the leader, would be great. You can spawn on your buddies. You don't need to, just spawn with randoms, because the random system, that's good for, a solo player, but somebody playing with their buddies is going to want to spawn on their buddies, play with their buddies. Because right now, if you're playing with friends, it's no different than playing with other people. You spawn at random times with away from your buddies. You're not always with them. I know when I play Battlefield or another squad-based game, the cool part of it is getting to play with my friends, spawn on my friends, always be together with my friends, picking classes and items and perks and stuff that can help each other out. That way we can synchronize and do work as a squad. So the game does definitely benefit team players, and you get bonus points and stuff for playing with your squad. The thing is, you're randomly assigned a squad, so it's just kind of weird. I'd like to see them change it, go to the battlefield system, and I think that would just be beneficial for everyone, because I don't really see the point of just randomly spawning with a group of people. I just don't get that. Another thing I would definitely change about this game is just some of the battle point balancing. As it stands, most people just kind of hoard all their battle points to play as a hero. So you don't really see many vehicles or many of the middle of the road classes. Maybe this is just because the game's so fresh, people just always want to play as Rey or always play as Darth Maul. Maybe once we have like the dedicated heroes versus villains mode, the novelty will wear off and people will start experimenting with the different vehicles and things like that. But as it stands now, you rarely see a fighter in the sky, you rarely see a jet trooper. Everyone's just hoarding their battle points trying to play as Rey or as Darth Maul, or what have you. So maybe just some tweaks to the system, or they have all the data at DICE, so maybe they'll see the numbers, they'll tweak things a bit. I just feel like maybe a tweak to some numbers would better incentivize players to experiment with some of the other classes. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, I would definitely change some of the customization. Doesn't seem like we have much player customization. I mean, how cool would it be to have different like clone armor sets or different first order stormtrooper gear you could put on, things like that. Maybe they'll have customization in the full game, I don't know. So maybe it would be pretty cool to see added later if they don't have it. I mean, I know we're going to have outfits and things like that for the heroes. We've already seen the Rey outfit from her episode 8 appearance. So we know that there's going to be some kind of customization. I'm just hoping that there's quite a bit of customization either added later to the game or that's going to be included at launch. And of course, it's not going to be a Battlefront video if I don't say this. Galactic Conquest should come as an update somewhere down the line. I know it's kind of tricky to do that with the way that they're doing the maps and worlds and stuff in this game, but trust me, people will love it if you do this, DICE. Just let us pick the time period, just like in the classic Battlefront games. Let us pick the time period, and we can play on any of the maps, go to the worlds, fight in space, fight on the ground. Just implement Battlefront 2's Galactic Conquest system into Battlefront somehow as a DLC if you need to. Allow us to fight capital ships and everything just like in Battlefront 2. Just copy paste that mode and put it into EA Battlefront 2. I would be so happy. I know everyone would be super happy, and it's a simple thing to do. It might take a little man work, but you'd make so much money, and I don't understand why you still haven't done it. It was like the second biggest complaint next to single player mode, so get on it, DICE. I'm very proud of you, and I know that the EA overlords have your balls and everything here, but seriously, just do the thing, and people will love you. I would also like to see some more heroes. We don't have all of them confirmed now, but I'd love to see like Anakin will be one. Obviously, like Leia, Luke, like the returning heroes and stuff from Battlefront EA 1, and then hopefully some more of the newer heroes as well. I know we have Kylo Ren, we have Phasma and Finn coming later. We have Rey, obviously. I'd like to see old Luke. I don't know if that's a stretch. Maybe it's like a costume for the Luke hero. That would be kind of cool to see, like a Force Awakens or a Last Jedi costume for Luke that ages him up and stuff. That'd be really cool. And maybe they can do that with the other heroes too. So say Anakin comes back, they can have like an episode 2 Anakin, an episode 3 Anakin, a Sith Anakin with the hood and the eyes and everything. I don't know. Maybe they can do some cool costumes with the hero characters as well that just kind of change their appearance, not necessarily like any abilities. That way we don't need to have like clones of heroes. This doesn't need to be Smash Bros. We don't need character clones, but even though that would be fitting, Star Wars and clones and whatnot, but hey, whatever. Just have outfits. I think outfits would be great. Give us some cool movie outfits for the characters, and it's hard to pick out things like this just because they're doing so great already, and I know that I'm asking a lot already from this. But I just hope that they can really do these things, because I'd love to see this game be just the best Battlefront it could be. And I know that they're hesitant to borrow from the previous games. I don't know why, but they're hesitant for some reason. But just do it. Just embrace the fact that embrace the old games. Oh, and speaking of embracing the old games, I almost forgot. Another game mode they need to add is freaking Conquest. I don't understand how that's still not in the game. It's like the staple Battlefield mode. It was the staple. It was the staple mode from the Battlefront games. So I don't know why it's still not in the game. It seems so weird to me that that would not be a thing. But that's about it for me today. I've talked your ear off for over 15 minutes now. Holy crap, I'm sorry. Forgive me for that. Let me know what you guys think. Did you play the beta? What'd you think? Are you getting the game, or is the loot boxes pissing you off? And let me know, of course, what you would change or add to the game down in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. I promise that the next video will not be 60 minutes long next time. Stay classy, guys.